Good evening, Commissioners, brothers and sisters, members of the public in attendance. My name is Joe Braun. I am the President of the Fraternal Order of Police and represent the active and retired members of this police department. A few years ago, the Township conducted a survey after constant complaints of Michael McGrath and his command staff by the FOP and exit interviews of retiring police officers. The purpose was to confirm these complaints within the police department. The results of this survey were catastrophic towards Mike McGrath and the inner workings of the police department. Focus groups were also conducted to gather further information as to these results. During the focus groups, the woman running them stated she had been working for the survey company for a long, long time, and these were the worst results she has ever seen. To this date, the men and women of this police department have yet to see or feel any changes from this survey by Mike McGrath or the commissioners of this township. As a matter of fact, the feeling is overwhelming that they have gotten remarkably worse. The men and women of this police department deserve better. The unfair discipline, the lawsuits against Mike McGrath for hostile work environments and sexual harassment in today's society are not acceptable and cannot stand. The men and women of your police department are outraged and embarrassed. Earlier this year, now State FOP President Joe Reagan and I met with President Sinai and Vice President Gavin to discuss these complaints. During our 2-hour conversation, I specifically laid out how Mike McGrath will circle the wagons for members of his command staff when it comes to matters of discipline, but has no mercy when it comes to the patrol division. I gave one specific example involving a captain during a sexual harassment investigation. The way that interview and resulting discipline were handled was appalling, but surprised no one. I stressed that this kind of action and corruption needs to be stopped immediately. Fast forward merely a couple of months after that meeting, and there was a lieutenant who deliberately gave a new hire candidate the answers to our oral interview. It was extremely obvious to those on the board conducting that interview that this candidate cheated and knew the answers to the questions. When confronted by the other board administrators, the lieutenant admitted to giving the candidate the answers. This was a blatant cheating and lying, not overcoaching, as Mike McGrath would lead you to believe. Cheating and lying in the past would have resulted in immediate termination for any bargaining unit member. The word integrity is written on every one of our patrol cars. Without it, we can all agree that no one should be allowed to wear a badge or carry a gun. The result of that investigation was a measly 3-day suspension for that lieutenant. Why? Because the lieutenant is a member of the Mike McGrath command staff. The biggest calculated lie by Mike McGrath was coming to this board and the public and announcing that an officer was being suspended. He is a lieutenant and a member of this command staff. In our hallways and in his unit, he is addressed as lieutenant, not officer. He purposely put those actions on the shoulders of patrol, again, to cover up the actions of his command staff. The officers of Lower Merion Police Department were out of their minds about this. Now, our officers have to answer the other departments' questions of what's going on with our department, or while at training hearing, oh, I've heard about your department. Mike McGrath has single-handedly destroyed the integrity and reputation of the Lower Merion Police Department. Your officers deserve better. Yesterday morning, the brothers and sisters of Lower Merion Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 28 unanimously, 73-0, decided to vote no confidence for Mike McGrath. This was a secret ballot, so no one felt pressured to disagree. I have refused to call Mike McGrath superintendent tonight because he's not worthy of that title. To the citizens of this great township, your officers need your help. These commissioners have refused to listen to your officers for years. They have seen the results of that catastrophic survey and listened to our complaints and done nothing. We need your help. Reach out to them, demand answers, and please help us save our drowning township. Please, thank you very much for your time. Have a good night.
Thank you. Sir, please go ahead.
Good evening to the board members. My name is Joe Regan. I'm a retired police officer from Lower Merion. I served for 28 years, proud to serve. Retired in 2011. Also was proud to be the 4-term president of the Fraternal Order of Police in Lower Merion. But tonight I come in a different role as president of the State Fraternal Order of Police. We represent 40,000 members, active and retired law enforcement officers across Pennsylvania. This type of action is taken very seriously. Many times it's viewed as maybe something of a last resort. But I would ask you tonight to listen closely to all interested parties here and do what's best, if you would, for this organization of these police officers. Thank you.
Okay.